Jay Shetty is an award-winning presenter, viral content creator, motivational speaker, and author. Jay started his YouTube channel in 2016 to offer wisdom videos. 4 years later, it has garnered over 4 billion views on YouTube and has over 20 million followers worldwide. In addition to that, Jay has been included in Forbes 30 Under 30. Jay's life changed when he met a monk at the age of 18. Jay began to redefine success for himself and wanted to serve others. At 22, he spent 3 years traveling through India and Europe as a monk. His daily routine was to wake up at 4 a.m., take cold showers, meditate, and eat. I meditated about 4 to 8 hours a day. Half of Jay's day would be spent on personal growth, and the other half serving others. Today, he is back in the company. However, his goal is to help people apply the mindset of monks to busy city life. Synopsis: Think Like a Monk includes a blend of ancient wisdom and personal experiences from Jay Shetty. The goal of Think Like a Monk is to help people adopt a monk mindset in their lives. Think Like a Monk shows you how to remove barriers to your potential by overcoming negative thoughts, accessing stillness, and creating true purpose. It can be difficult to apply the lessons of monks to busy lives. However, Shetty provides tips and exercises to reduce stress, improve self-discipline and focus, and maintain relationships in the modern world. 1. Jay met a monk while at college. Jay Shetty had a friend in college who asked her to attend a session with a monk. At this point, Shetty was reluctant. He didn't think the monk knew anything he didn't already understand about the world. He nevertheless agreed to attend this conference with his friend. To his surprise, he was immediately inspired by the monk. He was struck by the passion with which the monk spoke of the importance of service. Shetty was so impressed that he asked to meet the monk personally and eventually made the decision to become a monk. He does not expect readers to become monks. He would like them to think like a monk. 2. Create deliberate values to form your identity. Our identity is like a mirror covered in dust. We have no idea who we are, what we want to be, who we are looking for, and what we want to value. This is due to dust obscuring our vision. Shetty explains that cleaning your mirror will not be a pleasant experience. That said, only once you remove the dust obscuring your mirror will you be able to see your true reflection. Dusting lets you see who you really are. Shetty distinguishes between detachment and attachment. Attachment wants something to happen in a particular way. Detachment happens when you want something to happen in the best way. The problem with attachment is that you think you know the best way. We need to be more deliberate about the values we follow because our values guide us in life. Shetty uses the example of method actors like Heath Ledger and Daniel Day-Lewis. These actors would use the acting method to better embrace the role they were playing in a movie. But they would often feel lost after leaving this role. They had begun to adopt the identity of his character. Shetty explains that the same concept is experienced by people who do not have deliberate values. If you continually live your life based on plans rather than goals, you will be lost when those plans fail. You are not at the end of your ultimate journey when you choose a goal over projects. Instead, you are at the beginning of who you will become. 3. Pursue higher values. Shetty explains 2 types of values with differing outcomes. He encourages readers to pursue higher values, including gratitude, service, truthfulness, and compassion. These higher values are what will give you happiness, fulfillment, and meaning. In comparison, Jay Shetty suggests readers avoid lower values. Examples of common lower values include greed, lust, anger, and envy. The outcome of these lower values is a combination of anxiety, depression, and suffering. 4. Use mistakes as fuel to create protective shields. You must learn to foster a culture of compassion, especially self-compassion and self-forgiveness. Choosing this approach, instead of dwelling on negative actions, can have a significant impact on your life. Instead of blaming yourself for your mistakes, you should try to build muscle to help you be resilient. If you cultivate your resilience effectively, you will be happy no matter what life throws at you. You have to put on your protective shield. You should not enter the battlefield of life without training and protecting yourself. 5. Use sights, scents and sounds to tackle life's struggles. Think about the first thing you see in the morning. Studies suggest that 80% of people check their phone before their partner, in the morning and at night. Make the first thing you see in the morning a quote you love, an artwork that inspires you, or a photo of your family that means a lot to you. Making these things the first thing you see in the morning will help you pause and reflect. Looking at your phones first means you start your day reacting to other people's schedules. Shetty talks about the power of smell. There's a reason spas use scents like lavender and eucalyptus. These scents help create positivity and relaxation, which helps shield you from negativity. Finally, Shetty discusses how irrelevant sounds can increase your cognitive load. While living in New York, the author began to feel exhausted for no real reason. After reading academic papers, he learned how the presence of irrelevant sounds in his environment could increase cognitive load. You waste 80% of your cognitive load if you have news in the background or listening loudly nearby. Seek to create an environment in which you intentionally create sound, such as choosing music that uplifts and energizes you. 6. Spot, stop and swap. Addressing negativity involves becoming aware, addressing, and making amends. Shetty then breaks down these 3 actions into 3 simple Ss: sense awareness, stop, address, and exchange, modify. This is how the Stoics approached negativity. First, you must learn to detect negative thoughts as they arise. Once you spot negative thoughts, you can start thinking about how you can stop them. For example, are these negative thoughts associated with a specific environment or activity? Finally, you need to change the time you spend in these negative environments with something productive. This time move on to an action that can be associated with a higher purpose. 7. Fear is driven by attachment and control. Shetty says, the root cause of fear is an obsession with attachment and control. Therefore, the cure for fear is detachment. Detachment is not that you own nothing, but that nothing owns you. Detachment does not mean you should be indifferent to life and the things around you. Instead, you should completely avoid letting objects control your decisions. These objects are called preferred indifference. It is acceptable to prefer having these things in your life. That said, you do not need these things to be happy. 8. Find skills that you are passionate about. One of the crucial features of successful pursuits is passion. So, Shetty encourages readers to identify their passions. These passions should be the activities that you have a natural talent for and love. The quadrant of potential considers the overlap between skill and passion. In this quadrant, an activity can fall into one of 4 categories. 1. Skill but no passion. 2. Skill and passion. 3. No skill but passion. 4. No skill and no passion. Shetty recommends that you consider where most of your daily activities fall within this quadrant. You need to start integrating more activities filled with skill and passion. 9. Prioritize alignment over achievement. Having the wrong intention to do the right thing can lead us down the wrong path. Prioritize alignment over success, because alignment means that your intention is aligned with your action. Being aligned means looking for the right thing in the right way. Positive intention is extremely powerful. You can do the wrong thing with the right intention and still get where you want to be. Shetty uses an analogy to explain this point. Suppose you plant seeds and then go and water them. If you accidentally water the seeds and the grass next to them, the seeds will continue to grow. You can also spot weeds further down the line. You have to keep watering your seeds to think like a monk. You have to stop and think why you are doing something. Don't let external factors drive your inner happiness. Letting external factors drive your happiness means you are putting your happiness in someone else's hands. You give up control. 10. How to improve your morning routine. Morning routines are crucial to organizing your day in the right way. Shetty explains that having a powerful routine is key to having an amazing day. Jay is not suggesting that you have to be someone who accomplishes everything in the morning. You don't have to train for hours or meet your life goals in the morning. But there are some simple practices you can do to help your morning routine have a positive impact on your life. Don't look at your phone. When you look at your phone in the morning, you are already letting messages and news take over your mind. You are already setting yourself up to be reactive throughout the day. Plan your next day the night before. Shetty explains that people tend to make decisions in the morning that will affect the rest of the day. For example, in the morning, we decide what to wear, eat, and do that night. Jay warns of something called decision fatigue. We can make bad decisions if we have to make them on the morning of that day. Make simple decisions today for tomorrow. This approach will allow you to make important decisions when you enter the office. You won't have decision fatigue from simple decisions. Integrate time into your life. Shetty introduces an acronym for time. The T stands for acknowledgement. Try to find a moment each day to be thankful and truly thankful for the things you have in your life. The self represents intuition. Try to find time for understanding during the day. Do this by listening to a podcast on the go or listening to an audiobook on the go. These means will help your brain grow and stay active. It can improve the quality of your life and your well-being. M stands for meditation. You do not have to engage in prolonged meditation sessions. Instead, try to find 2 minutes each day to focus on meditation. A small amount of meditation will keep you calm and bring you mental clarity. Finally, E stands for exercise. Just 15 minutes of exercise each morning will help you feel energized when you need it. 11. Stop feeding your mind with negative information. Shetty explains that his experiences as a monk helped him quickly understand that our mind influences our values. We are not our minds, but our mind is a vehicle for deciding what is important to us. Your mind is fueled by the movies you watch, the music you listen to, the books you read, the TV shows you eat, and the people you follow online and offline. The more you are sucked in by negative sources, including disturbing news and gossip, the more your values are contaminated with envy, judgment, competition, and discontent. 12. Start feeding your mind with positive thoughts. One way to ensure that you are feeding your mind positive thoughts is to observe and evaluate. Then, integrate space, stillness, and silence into your life. When you disconnect from the opinions, expectations, and obligations of the world, you can begin to listen to yourself. Silence allows you to begin to tell the difference between outside noise and your voice. In the modern world, people are often afraid to stand still and alone with their thoughts. Thus, we fill our days to the brim. It means we are too busy to listen to our thoughts. In fact, studies have shown that people would rather give themselves an electric shock than go 15 minutes without distractions. Despite this inclination, if you don't stop and listen to yourself, external factors will guide you. Music, videos and news will be the means that will provide you with your purpose. Shetty suggests 3 approaches that can help you actively create the space, silence, and stillness needed for reflection. Together, these approaches will help you think like a monk. Sit down each day to reflect on how the day is going and the emotions you are feeling. On a monthly basis, try to go to an environment you've never been to before. Visiting these new places will help you explore yourself in a different environment. Get involved in something that matters to you, like a hobby, charity, or political cause. 13. Be present with those most important to you. If you don't know who you are, you won't know what you want from a relationship. This means that you will send the wrong signals and attract the wrong people. At the heart of all relationship challenges is the diagnosis of what we ask for and what we need. Most of us ask our relationships for something that we don't really need. From the time Shetty was advising people on their relationships, the most common thing people want from their partner is time. However, being in the same zone as your partner does not mean spending time with them. For example, let's say one of you is sitting in front of your phone and the other is watching TV. In this case, they don't really spend time together. So Jay outlines 3 ways to spend time with the people you care about. Presence, attention, privacy. When loved ones ask for your time, they ask for these characteristics. They want something deeper than just spending time with them. Try to be present in the moment by avoiding digital and mental distractions. Make sure you give your full attention to the other person and what they are saying. Finally, set aside time alone to enjoy the company of loved ones. Intimate conversations are where you can both be yourself. 14. Use Harvard's emotional vocabulary to make yourself clearer. Shetty also provides tips for better diagnosing what you're feeling and articulating it in your relationships. He recommends something called the Harvard Emotional Vocabulary. Instead of giving a general response like "things are bad," this tool provides all the words associated with feeling emotionally bad. For example, under bad would be anger, disappointment, and sadness. Seeing these words can help you better diagnose how you are feeling and improve the communication of emotions within your relationships. If you ask the right thing, people will understand you. Think Like a Monk provides key lessons Jay Shetty learned from his transition to Buddhism and his experience applying these messages to the modern world. The concept is that being a monk is compatible with technology, relationships, and full-time jobs. As long as you find your identity in the right areas, think positively, and treat your loved ones well, you will begin to think like a monk. A criticism of the book is the simplifications it makes. For example, although meditation is a beneficial activity, it can also trigger negative thoughts in some people.